All we know, there's much to hear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to give. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. You will when you believe. In this time of fear, when you're so often cruising, hope seems like the sunlight birds too swiftly float away. And now I'm standing here, my heart's so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to give. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. You will when you
Unforgettable, though near or far. You any of the guys' house? Have you been any of the guy, my brother's house?
I'm sure he's built several houses.
No, I never saw lark in a voice more gruff and tender. Come along, fly with me, my little lark, fly with me on the sails of joy. Past the sea, where the dolphins bark, we will dance on the coral
play any concert? I expect you to do what they do. But I'm a different person.
First man, best man. He'd be the one who picked up the flowers. He said, "Fuck it, man."
I had two older brothers.
I'll be there. Make sure you white. You wear white. White, black, huh? Yeah, I wear white. Why not? Why look good? Y'all don't understand why look How do I know? Oh, look at your finger. Put your left hand on the table. Put your left hand. Put your left hand on. Put your left hand on the table. Yeah. No. Put your left hand on the table.
There, get you all up there.
See how you
Watch it, yeah. Watch it. He's got Cupid written on his back.
Here's some guys to look out for. Josh fights the cook.
Oh.
He's a starter.
Americans come up.
Oh, shut.
Yeah. He's been checking it out. I can see it from a mile away. You know what? You know how I know. Look at Chapel today. Chapel today. He's coming out full of like. He was standing for the whole time. They call him like Abby Ploeckelmann.
Geography. Friday.
girlfriend threw me on the bed. And then Nick Harris, like, pushing me over the head. Walked around like, oh no, I'm in trouble. Because it was Sharon Winston that took me out of class. And she took me to the chapel. I know what to do. And I stopped, everybody stand up.
There you go.
That is all of us is just women. Why? Because you did a good job. Oh, let me give you some. Next class.
I just asked her.
That's one.
Constantinople, now church delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, in Constantinople. So if you a dick in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. Istanbul, Istanbul. Istanbul, Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. You just liked it better that way. Istanbul, Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, Constantinople, been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks.
this son of mine I love so well, and all the toil it takes, I would give to him my garden and keep it clear of snakes. But the one thing he most treasures is to make his own mistakes. Oh, he goes charging up the cliffs of life, a reckless mountaineer. I could teach him not to stumble, I could warn him not to fear. I could shout until I'm breathless, and he'd still refuse to hear. Oh, but you cannot close the acorn once the oak begins to grow, and you cannot close your heart to what it fears and needs to know, that the hardest part of love is the letting go. As a child I found a sparrow that had fallen from its nest, and I nursed it back to health until it was stronger than the rest. But when I tried to hold it, it pecked and scratched my chest till I let it go. As I watched it fly away from me with its bright and selfish song, and a part of me was cursing I had helped it grow so strong. And I feared it might go hungry, and I feared it might go wrong. Oh, but I could not close the acorn once the oak began to grow, and I could not close my heart to what it feared and needed to know, that the hardest part of love is the letting go. And it's only an Eden grows a rose without a thorn, and your children start to leave you on the day that they are born. They will leave you there to cheer for them, they will leave you there to mourn ever so. Like an ark on uncharted seas, their lives will be tossed, and the deeper is your love for them, the crueler is the cost. And just when they start to find themselves is when you fear they're lost. Oh, but you cannot close the acorn once the oak begins to grow, and you cannot close your heart to what it fears and needs to know, that the hardest part of love and the rarest part of love and the truest part of love is letting go, letting go. The butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk are secretly unhappy men because the butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk get paid for what they do but no applause. They gladly bid their dreary jobs goodbye for any theatrical and wine. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people, they smile when they are low. Even with the turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. The costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props, the audience that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flumps, the sheriff who escorts you out of town. The opening when your heart beats like a drum. The closing when the customers won't come. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. You get word before the show has started that your favorite uncle died at dawn. Top of that your ma and pa have parted. You're broken hearted, but you go on. There's no people like show people, they don't run out of dough. Angels come from everywhere with lots of jack, and when you lose it, there's no attack. Where could you get money that you don't get back? Let's go on with the show. The cowboys, the tumblers, the wrestlers, the clowns, the rust about to move the show at dawn. The music, the spotlight, the people, the towns, your baggage with the labels pasted on. The sawdust and the horses and the smell, the towel you've taken from the last hotel. There's no business like show business, like no business like no. Traveling through the country will be thrilling, standing out on front an open night, smiling while you watch the theater filling, and there's a building out there in lights. There's no people like show people, they smile if they are alone. Yesterday they told you that you would go far, that night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they hung a star. Let's go on with the show.
tonight's performance of Cheaper by the Dozen. Cheaper by the Dozen is a humorous portrayal of family life in the 1920s. Your laughter and applause is appreciated. We would like to inform you that there is no flash photography during the show. If you need to use the restroom, please exit quietly and use the ones down the hall to your right. Located inside your program is a small survey card. We would like you to fill it out and make suggestions of plays or musicals that you would like to see Sunrise perform in the future. When you're done filling this out, please put them in the box located on the ticket table near the entrance. There will be a short intermission after the end of Act 1. And now as we start our show, we would like you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our production of Cheaper by the Dozen.
I thought I heard something else.
Songs like that make you remember.
I thought I heard a whistle like Dad used to whistle assembly call.
How did you hear that?
There. Funny how sound stays with you.
It's Dad that stays with you.
Because he had enough gall to divide it into 3 parts. Mother said the day the United States entered the First World War I, Dad telegraphed President Wilson and said, "Arriving Washington, 7 p.m. If you don't know how to use me, I'll tell you how."
He showed them how to save time with simply machine guns.
But with Dad, you couldn't tell where his scientific management and his family life began. Even if it meant buttoning your vest from off the top to say 4 seconds.
But he could walk into the Zeus or the Piercero plant in this country and announce he'd speed up production 1/4 and then do it.
And what works in the factory will work in the home. I guess with so many of us, it's sort of a scientific management or bent on.
Even with the dozen, I don't think Dad was satisfied. I remember him looking us over and then saying to Mother, "Only 12. But never mind, Lily, you did the best you could."
Do you remember when Mother came home from that trip one time and asked Dad if everything had run smoothly? He said, "Only had trouble with that one over there, but a good spanking brought him in the line." Mother had to say, "That's not one of ours, dear. He's from next door."
I remember. The music. Coming from down the street, we used to sing that song.
3-part harmony.
The whole family rolling along the Piercero singing Love's old sweet song. Dad would lean back against the seat, pop his hat to the side of his head. Mother would snuggle up against him, as if she were cold. I remember once turning around between songs saying, "Right now is the happiest time in the world."
Maybe it was.
Maybe that's the time in a family when you're all together, before anything's happened to any one of you.
Right now is the happiest time in the world. Do you remember when she said it again?
Dad, with his bad heart, getting ready to leave for the World Management Conference in Europe. He was about ready to go, and he whistled the assembly call. We all came running, and we were all together, and then Mother said it.
But when I think of Dad, I don't like to think of that. I like to think of him color-cocking our fingers with their typewriter keys, so even the baby's learning the touch system, or taking movies of us washing dishes so we can analyze them and learn how to eliminate waste motions.
Painting diagrams on the wall to show the solar system, or the difference between meters and yards. Tapping out messages in Morse code, telling those who understood where the candy was hidden.
And you remember how he hated distractions. Remember how he used to shout at those 2 noisy canaries?
The one he named "Shut Up" and "You Heard Me."
But the way I remember Dad best, he'd come bounding up the front steps with his arms full, busting a trap some new idea. He would come roaring into the living room, pull out a stopwatch and whistle assembly call. That meant come running. Did you hear Dad whistle?
I wasn't sure.
Come on, we're late.
16 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Only 8 seconds off the record.
Where's your mother?
Upstairs with the babies.
I had so many children because I thought anything your mother and I teamed up on was certain to be a success. Now I'm not so sure. Let me see your fingernails.
What, Daddy?
Fingernails! Not bad. Needs trimming. Looks like you've been biting them. Jackie, what do you think of those? Look at them. What you need is a manicure set. All you girls need manicure sets. I have some jackknives here for you boys. Oh, a real stag handle.
Thanks.
Beauty.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
I'll inspect your fingernails again later. Now, where can I put these?
What's in those boxes?
Is there something for us in those boxes?
These boxes?
Come on, tell us.
I'll tell you tomorrow or maybe the next week.
Daddy.
Something interesting and educational, but a lot of fun too. I'll tell you next week sometime.
Tell us now. You're going to anyway.
You know you are.
Well, since you insist, these are 2 Victrolas and some records.
But we have a Victrola.
Downstairs.
Well,
These Victrolas are for the upstairs bath. One for the girls' bath and one for the boys.
The bathrooms?
I bet we'll be the only family in town with Victrola in every bath.
That one surprised me.
I've been thinking about the time you waste in the bathtub. Just first I thought it was unavoidable delay.
here
And
we go.
then I thought of these Victrolas. You can play them while taking a bath, brushing your teeth, and so forth.
Why?
Why? Does there have to be a why for everything?
There doesn't have to. With you, there always is.
When you start talking about Victrolas, dance music isn't the first thing that pops into our minds.
I admit, it's not dance music.
We may start thinking about dances.
What kind of records?
Oh, this and that, and language lessons, French and German. Come on, you're going to love this. It's going to be a great step forward. I spent $160 on this equipment.
It's not even unwrapped. Maybe you can get your money back, Daddy.
I don't want my money back. If these records aren't playing when the men come down to breakfast, I'll know the reason why.
One reason? It's impossible to change records while you're in the bathtub.
One can be in and out of the bath any time it takes a record to play. That's why you're taught motion study.
But you didn't teach anything about taking a bath.
I'll now demonstrate on how to take a bath using motion study. Without dabbing here and there and taking it out. Dan, Fred, bring over that rug. We'll pretend it's the bathtub.
You mean right now?
I mean it once. Put it there. Now I'm in the bathtub. A little more hot water, Jackie.
Yes, Daddy.
That's fine. Now, pay attention to this one simple continuous motion. I have a cake of soap in my right hand, start with the left shoulder, back up the left shoulder, back down the left side, and back up. Got it? Shift soap, same motion, other side.
Don't forget the back of your neck.
Oh, hello, boss. I'm not forgetting a thing.
I'm glad you're home early, but what's all the racket?
Fingernail inspection.
How about yours? You've been biting them again.
Well, let's see yours. I told you not to do the dishes.
They're already too much for the cook to do.
I'll take care of that. Dishes, bathing, it's all the same thing. Now, pay a little more attention to the bottom of your feet and the back of your neck. We'll be out of the tub before you can say bonjour. Put the rug back and take the Victrolas upstairs. Boss, now I'll go talk to the cook.
We'll both talk to her.
Which one goes in the girls' bath? We'll give the girls a French.
Jawohl.
So, French or German?
I think it's Spanish. Dad has a system for everything.
Even conjugating French and German verbs in a bathtub. If only Dad would devise a system for interesting a couple of boys I know at school. In what? In me.
A person has to think of some things for herself. I did.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna have it out with him.
Have what out?
Somebody has to, and well, I'm the oldest.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna stop dressing like a freak. Aren't you tired of all the boys thinking you're a freak?
Yes, but
Dad says. I don't care what he says.
Careful, he might hear you.
He's going to anyway. Cotton stockings. No wonder we never get asked anywhere. No boy would dare be seen with us. The way it looks, I'll be the only person to go through Montclair High without once being asked to a dance. Whenever the telephone rings, it's just some girl.
A boy called yesterday. He wanted my notes on the second pubic war. You'd think it would impress fellows. I mean, knowing things like the touch system and the Morse code. But it doesn't matter at all.
That's why I had to do something. I bought some things. Some up-to-date things like other girls swearing, but they look absolutely snaky.
He might walk in at any minute.
Let him, I'm not a sneak.
What'd you get?
Short underthings. Silk stockings.
Silk stockings. Go with Dad.
And I'm going to wear them. And I'm going to be asked to dances, and well, lots of boys want to dance with me. I'll be a really popular girl.
And if he lets you wear them, well, I'd let me wear them too. And me. And we'll be having dates and going to dances. And we can compare notes and talk over our different boyfriends and golly. It's Dad. Hide it quick. More efficiency. That's all I ever hear.
Just applied motion
Study
study.
is fine as long as somebody else's emotions are steady.
You better get along with dinner, Mrs. Fitzgerald. My husband told you he'd take care of it.
We could breed all the slaves, all but one.
Handle this the exact same way we would in a factory.
Well, it isn't exactly the same.
Exactly the same. What works in a factory...
Yes, dear.
Oh. 12 seconds. I have a wonderful surprise for you. We're going to try a wonderful new idea.
Tell us.
What is it?
Is it fun, Daddy? What kind of idea?
We're going to set up a family council. We'll have a family democracy. Your mother's not going to run this family anymore, and I'm not going to either.
Then who is?
You are.
Me?
All of us. Through a democratic family council. We'll have a family democracy. Everybody votes. We'll be deciding things that come out, and you'll work out the questions as we go along.
Gosh, Dad, we will?
You bet we will. You know how you get factories set up joint employee boards on assignments based on personal aptitudes?
Yes, but what kind of assignments, Dad?
Well, this and that, and even work assignments. Oh, now you're going to love it. It's going to be a great step forward. You'll see the Gilbert Family Council go into the order right now. Bill, grab a chair for your mother. Arrange yourselves.
It'll be just like in factory.
I'm calling this meeting to order. That means quiet. You'll notice I'm installed here as your chairman. The chair hearing no objection.
Mr. Chairman,
Out of order.
since this is going to be a democratic council, I think the chairman should represent the common people.
You're very much out of order. The chair has the floor.
But you said you heard no objections, and I want to object.
Out of order means you're out of order. Now sit down. Now, first order of business is necessary a portion of the work about the house. Does the chair hear any suggestions from the floor? Come, fellow members. In a democracy, everybody speaks. How do you want to divide the work?
Well, I don't think that anyone wants to divide the work or otherwise be associated with it in any way, shape, or form.
In a democracy, everybody speaks. Dan, I recognize you. So start speaking. I'm warning you. Dan,
I think Mrs. Fitzgerald, Tom should do the work. They get paid for it.
you no longer recognize. Sit down. Bill, I recognize you. How do you want to divide the work?
I think Tom and Mrs. Fitzgerald have enough work to do. So I think we should hire more people to help with the work.
You're no longer recognized either. Sit down. Boss, now what?
Well, of course, we could hire more help, but that would mean cutting back somewhere else. If we cut out all allowances, movie pictures, new clothes, and so forth.
Oh. Do I have a motion to that effect there? Who wants to cut out motion pictures and allowances?
Seriously, we all have to help.
I move the boys cut the grass and rake the leaves.
And I move the girls sweep and dust and do the supper dishes.
And everyone makes his own bed,
Except the chairman.
except the chairman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So there being no other business, I move that we adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I understand that a purchase of a new rug's intended.
Well, yes, it is.
May I ask, can the budget afford such a rug?
Well, I don't know, boss. Sounds as though he has a point.
I plan to spend $100.
I move that no more than $95 be spent.
I second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Looks like you lose on that one, boss. Now, since there being no other business, I move that
Mr.
we-
Chairman, I move we spend the $5 that we just saved to buy a new collie puppy.
I second the motion.
A dog would be a pet. Everyone could pat him and I would be his master.
A dog would sleep at the foot of my bed and I would love him and hug him and wash him when he was dirty.
The dog would be an accursed nuisance. You'd be our master and nobody would wash his filthy, flea-bitten carcass. And positively sleep at the foot of my bed.
Let's vote!
Any pet that doesn't lay eggs is extravagant.
Oh!
Out of order.
All those in favor?
Looks like you lose on that one, boss.
I think this council's a very good idea. There are lots of things that we should take up.
I suppose the next one, ponies, trips to Wise, roasters, and soaked stockings.
Mr. Chairman,
What is it?
there's still further business I wish to place before the council.
And it's important.
I'll show you. I'm not hiding a thing. I want the entire family to see.
Should I bring down the babies?
Dad, be serious.
What is it?
To begin with, these underthings, these teddies,
Oh,
I'm going to wear them.
you will not. Put them back in the box.
I bought them with my own money.
You'll take them right back to the store.
Dad, there's only one girl in school besides us that doesn't wear a teddy. And if you don't believe us, come to school and see for yourself.
That won't be necessary.
I'm glad there's one other sensible girl in school besides you.
But she doesn't even wear a teddy. And if you don't believe us,
That still won't be necessary.
Boy crazy, Dad.
That's all they talk about. You should see them eyeing the boys in the halls of school or in the lunchroom.
you little snake.
Shame on you.
You might as well know, it isn't just teddies. I bought silk stockings.
No!
You did!
Might as well go bare-legged and show your legs through these things. You can see right through them. They're like glass of the seven veils.
Now you know.
And you know what a boy thinks when he sees a woman showing her legs through silk stockings?
What?
Never mind.
Hey, boys don't notice when everybody dresses that way.
Boys notice. Don't tell me about what boys notice.
You don't want us to be wallflowers.
I'd rather raise wallflowers than clinging vines.
I'm going to wear these. I'll not be a wallflower anymore.
And I'm gonna wear them too. And me.
You will not. I won't let you out of the house.
Don't you see that? I've never been at the drugstore for a plain ordinary vanilla soda.
It's vanilla sodas you want.
Oh, Dad.
Listen to me, Ann. When a man picks a wife, he wants a woman he can respect.
They certainly respect me, all right. I'm the most respected girl in the whole school. The boys respect me so much, they hardly look at me.
Oh. Ann, come back down here. Look at the fun we have right here at home with our mathematics projects.
You don't understand. You don't understand at all. I wish your job was selling shoes and then they one or two children and neither of them was me.
I guess we better start cleaning up the yard.
Let's give it a hand in the kitchen.
Okay, good girls.
I'll straighten up the living room.
Boss, what is it that I don't understand?
High school girls.
Remember when we decided to have a dozen children? Remember what I suggested?
Oh, you suggested we have all boys.
I'm not blaming you, boss, but you should have followed my suggestion. High school girls. Our Jimmy, there's only one way to handle this.
Just like in the factory.
Hey, Ern,
What, Frank?
why doesn't Dad want you wearing silk stockings and having dates?
I don't know.
But Dad has a reason. I mean, he wouldn't do it without a reason, right?